What's up, plebes? This is gonna be a little bit simple one. Well, not so simple because you know this is pretty hard. But I'm gonna try to install a stereo and some new speakers on the Mamalona. It's a little touchscreen one. It's pretty cool. I'm gonna put it in there. For the most part, the most important part of installation for speakers and amplifiers and stuff like that are the wires. You gotta run the wires because my stereo is gonna be right here. I ran them, the speaker wires right here, obviously. But when I put the carpet down, I ran the wires from the outside for the positive terminal for the amplifier. So we're gonna go check that out. We're gonna go connect it and everything. All right, players, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna find out which one of these little screws right here, because I don't want to connect it to my battery, which one of those has constant power from the battery. So I'm gonna use this light tester, battery safe. Always invest in the better one, just in case you need to check fuses too. It doesn't pop your fuses. I connect it to either one of these two, and it'll be power. So what I suggest you do next is cut it and put the fuse. People say that the fuse is like supposed to be closest to the power source or the battery, so we're gonna put it right here, pretty close, in case anything goes wrong. This and the rest of the cable that goes into the truck isn't gonna burn or anything, so let's cut it right here. Right before I cut it, I said I was gonna cut it right here, and I literally looked up at the sticker and it says install fuse holder right here between this one and the other one. But it was literally like right a little bit more up, I couldn't see it, but there you go. They even tell you where to connect the fuses. So after you put on the wire ferrule, you're just gonna have to slide one of these on there to hold it in place, because you can crush this, I just don't have the tools for it. But I'm gonna slide this over, and then with the heat gun I'm gonna make it so it sticks to it and doesn't come out. All right, it's not as clean as I wanted it to look, but whatever. There we go, you can see the light. We get power. All right, finished with the ones outside, so now I'm gonna do the ones that connect to the amplifier. I already did the small one, but I'm gonna do the two big ones now. Basically the same process, you just cut them and you just put the wire ferrules and then the heat shrink. And if you don't have heat shrink, you can just use the black tape, electric tape, whatever color you got. Next, I'm gonna wire up the stereo. Let's see how that goes. Our players are gonna connect the stereo now. Now coming over here, there are a couple wires that I do see. You know, this yellow one, which is usually the 12-volt power. But with our little test light, we're gonna test them, make sure they work. Nothing. I'm gonna flip the key, and hopefully if it turns on, then it'll be your accessory, and you know, you can just get 12 volts from anywhere. Let's turn it. Oh, it's turning on, so that's gonna be our accessory. This yellow wire right here. I mean, if your car previously had a stereo in here, you could just like do what I'm doing, but if not, you can probably just run a wire from the fuse box. There's a lot of wires right here coming through. All right, 12 volt constant. I turn the key back. There's no power, and we're gonna use this one as a 12 volt constant, or 12 volt, whatever you want to call it. And the yellow one that's down here, we're gonna use it as the ignition, the switch, 12 volt switch. Same thing. Let me start connecting this stuff. If you've never connected a speaker or stereo before, it's pretty simple. I mean, the instructions are literally on here. Look, that's a 12 volt switch. So when you turn it with the key, when you turn the key to the on position, that's when it gets power. The black one is ground, obviously. We don't have an antenna, so we're not gonna do that. We're not gonna do the illuminate black light either. And the 12 volt constant, that's the one that we're gonna connect with the red light. That gets power even when it's off. And then we don't have any steering wheel controls. We're not gonna connect the backup camera just yet, so we're not gonna do any of the last three things, or yeah. But I'm gonna start connecting it. I got the harness in here. I'm gonna start connecting. One thing I did forget to mention, it's this gray cable right here. Now, if you were watching earlier, you would have seen that it's connected to the subwoofers. This is also a 12 volt ignition accessory, whatever. So like when you turn the key, it gets power, and we're also gonna connect it to the yellow wire. But I'm gonna connect it from the stereo harness over here. You know, you can just use electric tape, but I mean, it doesn't look as good, and I like things to last, and I don't want it to burn down. So I'm using like these weird connector things. Then I'm gonna put some heat shrink on it, close it off. I connected it. I haven't connected the speakers or anything. I just want to see if it'll turn on. But this is a moment of truth. Oh, the battery's disconnected. Alright, I was having a little bit of trouble with the stereo, but I switched the wires. The red one, I connected it. It says right here it's supposed to be the ignition switch, but I connected it to the constant. And then the yellow one is supposed to be the constant, and I connected it to the ignition switch because I was having trouble. When I would connect it, it would keep turning on. And even if I would flip the switch on and off and on and off, it would still stay on. So I'm guessing since it's like one of those cheap Chinese products, they just got the colors mixed up. So there we go. See, it turns on. Now I kind of want to hear what it sounds like, so I think I'm gonna connect the speakers in a second. I ran the speaker wire, the new speaker wire for this one a couple days ago. It's coming down here. And for that one, I already kind of have it planned out, but let me just run it real quick and I'll connect them. Anyways, I ran the wire already. This one I had done it already, but now I'm gonna connect them to the harness. And I mean, you can run your wire however you want. Right now I'm just gonna leave it like that because I'm not driving it yet, but once I start driving it, I'm definitely gonna run it so you can't see it. But this is just for test purposes, and I'm gonna connect this real quick. Before I connect this, damn, there's a big hair. But before I connect this, obviously there's a positive and negative. You get to choose which one you think it is, but for me, always the darker colors like black, gray, or white, stuff like that is always going to be the negative to me. And the red, yellows, greens, whatever, that depends on what kind of speaker wire you get. These ones are always going to be the positive for me. And I mean, it's also easy if you know, like you've done it before. But also for the harness, there's two wires, right? And one of them has a, which one is it? One of them always has a stripe, so that's going to be, like I said, preference, but you have to connect both of them the same way. So if I connect this gray one to the one with the stripe, and then for this one I also have to connect the gray one to the one with the stripe, whichever one it is, just so there's no like short circuiting and you won't make a fire. But that's for me, that's just how I do it. It's preference. Everything that you can do with this is preference, honestly. So whichever is easier for you. This is easier for me to connect the one with the stripe to the negative. But let's connect it. I connected the speaker, I connected the stereo. I wanted to show you guys how I ran my wire. I mean, there's nothing special. I just made a hole right here in the door, and then right here, when I first got the truck, I was not super cautious with the truck, so I made a really ugly hole with an angle grinder, and I did the same thing for the other side. One of these days I'm gonna come back and clean it up, make it look better, but I mean, yeah, that's how I did it. I just made a hole, ran the wire, obviously it's coming up here, down there, connected to the stereo, same thing, but just that over there I kind of let it fall because I'm gonna zip tie it somewhere up there. Let me just connect the battery and turn it on and show you guys. Alright, plebes, I had to install the new speakers because the old ones, that one that's connected is old, and the one that was connected here is old too. As you can hear, I'm not gonna play any music because I don't want to get copyrighted, but let me do it again so you guys can hear. over here. I'm gonna end up switching it to the new one, just like I did on this side. But thanks for watching. Nos vemos, plebes.